Hi again. My name is Rebel and I'm the Rebel Reseller, and I decided to go ahead and do another ship with me type video today. I've got, I think, sales from 4 different platforms from the weekend, and so I've picked a pile here just to kind of show you a nice variety of things that I've sold, to show you how I pack them and get them ready to go out. And then Robert's got more that way, and he's going to be working on them also. So without further ado, let's get to work, right? All right, might as well start with this first one. All right, let me pull it up here. Didn't quite get that far. All right, this is a CD that I sold. Like I said, I store everything in bags. For these, I just choose a sandwich bag. But I've had issues in the past where a CD came loose or a DVD, and then the buyer says that they're scratched. So my solution to that, well, I already did this one. Some of them I remember to do and some I don't, is put just a small piece of bubble in there. It kind of makes it more firm, and then there's no, hopefully no chance that it's going to get knocked loose. And I just put it back in here. If you hear the fan, it's from my computer right here. We haven't figured out an alternate way to do this without using that computer. I still do wrap the case in bubble.
Is that good?
Yeah. Alright. Get this. Wrap it pretty tight. I don't even remember what I shipped last week with you guys. So I'm just, if I did this, this is just another way I show. Now, I did buy these off eBay with my coupon. I love these for cassettes, some movies. I think that's all I've used it for so far. And then I'm just going to squeeze it down in there. Get it all sealed up. And then weigh it. I need my little garbage can here. Put all these little strips in it. Here, let me show everybody what we're discussing. He's packing this for me, but see this bear's face? I would feel uncomfortable. Just definitely no poly, but I don't even think I would use a bubble. You're just taking the chance of this getting misshaped. So I would use possibly an 8x6x4.
That's why I couldn't find those.
Oh yeah, they're underneath those padded. Alright, let's find something else. Alright, these dolls. They're vintage, 1960s. They've got a hard head. I'm not quite sure what's in there. So, I think box. Which, I'm going to use the 6x4x4. Fits in there perfectly. But because it is filling the box, I am going to put one of my handy dandy stickers. Do not open with sharp object. And it's ready to go. Oh, I need a bag. Can you bring me something to put all these in? Handy dandy IKEA bag. Let's see. All right, let's pick a big. Okay, this is an IKEA. It doesn't have any hard anything on it. So I'm just going to put it in a poly. I have lots of sizes. I think everywhere from 6x9 down to, I think 18x24. I have some over there. But usually when you're getting into that size, it's already over a pound. But every once in a while I'll have something. Alright. I love IKEA. I think they're very cute. The plush that come from there. Label, throw it in the bag. Alright, let's see. Doll. I showed these recently in a haul. These are the My Buddy Kid Sister clothes. This, nothing about it is fragile. I'm just going to put it in a small poly. That static on those, they stick to me. I can't get them off my hands. You're like, alright, oh, here, look. We're doing a bunch of the easy ones right away. Another Lovey. There's no rattle. Just go ahead and also put it in a small. Now, if it had a rattle in it, and if you squeezed it and it seemed well protected, I would probably use this, but if not, more than likely I'm going to put it in a bubble. But if it's thinly wrapped around with cloth, then I'm going to put it in a box. There's nothing worse than your buyer receiving something damaged. Let's pick this. This is a tie beanie. This is, yep, a viewer sale, so thank you very much, Tracy. This has the paper tag. I don't ship these in a poly bag, and definitely, well, not in a bubble or a poly. It needs to go in a box so that this arrives unscrunched. I mean, if you listed it and it already has damage, that's something different. But this one has a nice paper tag. So I'm going to put it in, yeah, an 8x6x4. I have a terrible habit of taping up the bottom first. I guess it's just the way I grab the boxes. Alright. Put it on the scale, and we are good. Alright, let's do this. Now, this was an auction that ended this weekend, and yesterday they asked to cancel. Very annoying, especially when these were 6 brats that sold for $100. So yesterday I went ahead and canceled the order, relisted it for more than what it sold for, and probably within an hour I got an offer again for $100 and accepted it. So definitely check out Bratz dolls. So I'm going to definitely wrap these well and put them in a priority box. All right. I'm going to wrap them. Barbies, Bratz, Monster Highs, all of those dolls, Never, ever, 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 ever put them in polys or bubble mailers. Alright. Here's the box. Alright. There's a gap here. I'm going to hand this to Robert and let him use the little handy dandy box cutter and cut this down for me, and then we'll finish this up. I'm terrible at it. Terrible. It'll come out all crooked. So we'll finish that one in a minute. Now I think this is possibly a Mercari order. So let me go in my... If you sell on Mercari, you get your label in your messages. If you choose to do it that way, which is how I like to do it. Alright, so yes. It's a baby blanket. I could put it in a poly, but I'm going to put it in a bubble. My reasoning is it's just a little bit more protection. Because it does have this satin stuff, and I really don't want it getting stuck in a machine. I'm going to go ahead and print the label, but we'll have to get back to this. I do have a laser printer down here. I have not gone and watched YouTube videos on how to set up so that you can print your Mercaris. I need to. It's just been, I forget, and I haven't made the time for it. Can't find my big people scissors. These are my scissors I usually use to like trim strings and stuff. I don't know what I did with it. It's probably buried under all these toys. Alright, so I'm just gonna tape this on. Mercari's the only one that's, to me, seems inconvenient. You would think at some point that they would figure this out so that we could use 4x6 labels. Alright, let's get back to our labels. To our stuff. Uh-oh, I got something sticking. I have a whole pile of stuff that needs to be worked on. Underneath here, all the way down here, behind me on the floor. Alright, these are 2 Animal Fair Plush. They have battery things inside of them, so they definitely need to go in a box. Somebody asked if it's over a pound, why, and it doesn't need special protection, why do I usually still put it in a box? Well, this, because of the battery stuff. My comment back to them was, if it's over a pound and the boxes that you're going to use are free, then use your free boxes instead of using your stuff that you've purchased yourself. Like, especially this, I use this box a lot for Plush. I'm going to weigh it here real quick. It's not quite 5 ounces. So it's more economical for me to use the free boxes than it would be for me to use either my own boxes or even Polly's. Yes, it's pennies, but every cent counts in this business. I've had a couple of questions or comments about why do I weigh everything when I'm processing it. For me, it's I weigh the item, and like if this weighed like 8.9 ounces, I know if I'm going to ship it in a poly or a bubble, it's going to be in the 12-ounce range. As far as first-class packages, no matter where you're shipping it domestically, 4 ounce or less is one, 8 ounce or less is, or 5 to 8 ounces is another rate, 9 to 12 ounces is another rate, and then 13 to 16 ounces is another rate. So all of my listings are either 4, 8, 12, or 15, just because eBay won't let you put 16 in. And so I know ahead of time how I'm going to ship it, and then I just put those ranges in as far as the rates that I'm going to charge for my first class, because I do flat rate. But if it's over a pound, and it's still going to be, then I'm doing the 1 to 2 pounds, the 2 to 3 pounds, the 3 to 4 pounds, and then all of that's calculated. Hope that makes sense. All right, so Robert's handed me back the Bratz dolls, and he's cut it down, so I'm not going to need any extra packaging. All I have to do is take a check. I showed last time how if it's me and I'm in a time crunch, then more than likely I'm just going to take one of these bags. I buy these by the case at Sam's. One of these, and I ball up newspaper and I ship it that way. Or I could use the pillows. It just really depends. I love the pillows. Alright, so now I'm going to go back to the dolls. These dolls are going to a freight forwarder, I just realized. Don't be afraid of freight forwarders, because for the most part, once they get there, your part's done. And if the buyer sends you a message in a month saying their item arrived damaged, they don't have any buyer protections because they used a freight forwarder. You just have to call eBay and they'll close the case. They have to I just keep repeating, you need to take it up with the freight forwarding company. And usually they go away.
As long as it gets to the freight forwarder, fine, you're covered.
Right. As long as it gets there and the freight forwarder itself isn't telling you that something was wrong. Kind of like with global shipping. Once it's there, you're good. Alright, I just ran out of labels. The good thing about having a Rolo is you don't have to use the Rolo brand labels. I order mine on Amazon. I think I order like a 10 or 12 pack at a time. I like this company, Betke, because some of these other companies use like a plastic tape, and when you go to peel it, it damages the labels. This company uses just like masking tape, and it does not bother the labels at all, and I just prefer them. Do you have this on our...
Nope, but I put it on there.
He will put on this, on our description, a link. If you've got a Rolo, I sold a snapback hat. So, don't put them in a bubble mailer. Just don't.
Where would those boxes be?
Oh no. Maybe up there. Maybe on one of these shelves. I think on this 4th shelf down, maybe. I have all my packing supplies everywhere. I need to get organized as far as having it all convenient. So I just pulled up the shipping address to print the label, and I have an error because they are using, again, another freight forwarder, and the address has too many characters in it. What I normally do is I just take part of the label, the part of the address, and move it up to like where the company name is or anything. In this particular one, all they've done is duplicate line 1, address line 1, put it in address line 2, and then used the freight forwarding number. So I'm just going to remove the second address because it's already there. This is actually not a freight forwarder. Now that I'm looking at the address, this is going to Australia, and right now eBay will not let you ship to Australia except through the eBay International Standard Delivery. So I'm putting this hat in an 8x6x4 box. It fits in there nicely. And then it's going to go to wherever this standard place is that eBay does. I'll see when I print out the label. Yeah, it's going to someplace in Illinois, and then they'll do their thing and send it on to Australia. Alright, now, our last label came off the roll. So, let me get new labels. Rattle toy, but it also has these teether, rubber-like teether things on the end. For that reason, I'm not going to put it in a bubble or a poly, because technically this could get bent and damaged. I'm going to see if I can fit it though in a 4x4. Yep, it's fitting nicely in there. And I think I mentioned this last time. If you have problems with your tape not sticking or starting to come off after you've done it, make sure you just overlap the edges. And that way it doesn't normally come loose when you do that. And if you're new to my channel, I used to do the scan sheets because I ship a lot. But post office recently changed things up, and the carriers no longer have to scan all of your packages. Even if you have a scan sheet, they only have to scan 5 additional boxes. But my carriers, I'm not sure if they were misinterpreting, but they would scan my scan sheet, scan 5 of my items that were on the scan sheet, and wouldn't scan any of my other platforms. So I went to the post office and talked to the postmaster, and all she could do was apologize that is the new policy. So since they're not going to scan my non-eBay items that aren't on a scan sheet, but even like my internationals, they weren't on a scan sheet, or if I had issues with the package and packed after, they weren't scanning any of them. I just have now opted to daily make the drive to the post office, and then the clerks at the counter definitely do scan everything. So if you have carriers who are scanning everything, be grateful. Give them snacks, because mine aren't. Let's see. All right, I showed this last time, so I'll go ahead and show it again. This is how we ship our cups. 2 of these. These are Air Defender air pillows. We do have a link down in our description from where we order them on Amazon. And then 3 sheets of Big Bubbles. I'll get my tape out of the way. All right. Put your pillows around the handle. Nice and protective. And then we just roll in the 3 bubbles. Doing this way, every side has at least 2 rows of bubbles on it, plus the extra protection of the handle. And then just tuck in the sides. Nice and protected, and then I ship them in a priority box.
I'm all done with this part. I'm gonna go have my nap.
Uh-huh. He's done. He's finished with the rest of them while I've been chatting. Alright. Let's see. I think this is a Plush order. Oh, no. Oh. Do you want to get me cardboard for this? Or should, yeah, probably cardboard.
Yeah.
So we're going to wrap this in cardboard. Alright, let me pull up a Plush order. I love Plush, and even though this would have shipped in any other platform as first class, everything is priority on Plush.
I wonder if that hurts sales any because of the higher price shipping.
I don't know. Alright, 2 toys on Plush. Alright, so I'm just going to use I'm just going to use the poly bag. Pull up the label, and this one does print on the on the Rolo. Robert and I have a disagreement. He calls it Rollo. I call it Rolo. I don't know.
I call it Rolo because of you can roll a Rolo to your pile. Chewy chocolate covered caramel. I just don't know the official way to say it. You don't remember that commercial, do you?
No, I don't.
You're ignoring me.
Yep. I watched zero TV. And I didn't watch a whole lot of TV growing up either, but I watched zero. Movies, anything. Just... Alright, so that's done. And then I did have a second Fisher-Price Dollhouse order, so I'll go ahead and pack it up. Ooh, I almost closed it out. And again, because this would have been first class, I'll ship it priority in a small box.
I'm hassling you about being dangerous cutting things.
You cut yourself.
Stabbed my finger with the
Aww.
pot stutter.
I am going to put some extra padding on the top here. This is a craft kit, cross stitch. It's the last one of a set that I bought last year. Pull that off. We save all of our big boxes, and then we just cut them down for stuff like this. I'm going to tape it on the 2 sides just to kind of keep it squared up. And then I'm just going to put it in a now, if this was a high dollar one, more than likely I would list it for priority shipping, first for the protection, second of all for the insurance. That's just how it is, but I think this was like a $10 sale, so. I will do the extra step of just writing on here, please do not bend. It would take some effort, but they could bend it. Again, she's got these little flowers in her hair. I just really wouldn't feel comfortable. The earrings, they could get like smooched. I just want my stuff to arrive how I got it listed. So I'm going to go ahead, and even though she's first class, I am going to use one of these larger boxes. Love this size, 12 by 6 by 6. It's basically almost like a shoebox size. I did have some Facebook orders. So this bear is Facebook Marketplace. It's a Barrington bear. I'm going to put it in a bubble. It has like beans in it. A lot of times I just think they need a little bit more protection. I think I've pulled the wrong bear. Yeah, that's the problem when you sell a lot of the similar looking stuff. I've pulled the wrong one. How did I know? The weight's not right. So we'll just set that one aside. I'll go put it back and pull the correct one here in a minute. So let's go back to the other order, which is these two vintage little people. And what I do with them, some of these I would ship just wrapped in a piece of bubble wrap and put in a poly. But this one, I've got this little guy with a very nice hat. I don't want to get that damaged, so it's going to go in a 4x4. I'll just set them in there. I'll just set it in the box. That doesn't really need tape because the big bubbles pretty much fit in there. Problem with shipping, the thing that I don't like about the shipping on Mercari and Facebook Marketplaces, once you've put in your weight in your listing and it sells, if perchance you made a mistake, you've got a problem. Because basically what you're going to have to do is cancel the order, because you can't just print out this label and then go to the post office and pay for more postage. They don't do that. So that's why it's very important that you get your weights proper. If I'm going to have a mistake, it's going to be that I've got too much weight. Which unfortunately means the buyer paid more. But, you know, I'm okay. It's just Facebook gets to make some extra money, or Mercari. Etsy, you can change the weight. I like that. And charge what it should have been. Poshmark, unless you're over 5 pounds, you're good. Bonanza, you can change the weight. Alright, let's see. Now I've got this. I'm trying to think if this is Mercari then. And then this. Let's go look. And then I've got all the stuff that Robert packed for me already. Oh, okay, this is Fisher-Price Little People. Again, no polys, no bubbles. It could break, potentially. I had somebody order something from me. I'm not remembering what it is. Let me see. An action figure. And I get the note, please pack very well. More than likely, this person has ordered something like that before and got it broken because it was shipped in a poly without enough protection, or even in a bubble. Right. Probably okay if I use small bubbles. We did a bunch of videos yesterday, so everything is now in piles for me to process. One more. This is Mercari. Again, hard toys. Don't put these in a box. I'm thinking,
You're saying don't put them in a box?
Put them in a box. Don't put them in polys or bubbles.
I wonder what kind of crazy stuff you said while I wasn't down
I know. Well, he walked away and left me unattended. Who knows?
I was going to bleed out.
Oh, right.
Okay, it was like a drop of blood.
Yeah. Alright, I think that's it other than my mistake. Alright, I think I'll call this. I hope you've picked up some more information. Especially, we all ship things differently. I just kind of like to share my thought process on how I do it and why I do it the way I do it. But again, you know, we all have to do our business our own way. I've learned a lot about shipping in my military career, but also just been doing eBay for 23 years. A lot of this has been, a lot of things I say are based on mistakes that I've made or I've seen others make. So, you know, we all have to take and, you know, do our businesses the way we want to do them. But, you know, just keep in mind, especially with shipping, know your weights, know what packaging you're going to use when you ship it. My big rule is if it's bigger than a priority box, pre-pack, because that way you've got your dimensions and you've got your accurate weight.
And when you say bigger than a priority box, you mean the large priority box?
Right, my large priority box. Anything that's bigger than that box, pre-pack. Have your packaging ready. If nothing else, you don't have to pre-pack, but know that this is the size box. Like, I buy large boxes for like dolls and larger toys and larger stuffed animals. I know how much they weigh, I know their dimensions, and I know when I pack that item that this is the dimensions, and I'll put all of that in ahead of time. I think a lot of new resellers tend to underestimate their weights and the sizing of their packaging, so don't do that. Know exactly. You know, I know that priority box right there is 12 ounces. So if I know I'm going to pack something in that, I'm going to add 12 ounces to the weight of the item. And that way I'll know, is it going to be 1 to 2 pounds or 2 to 3 pounds or whatever it is. All right, I think that's it. I'll try to do this again when I have lots of varieties of things to ship. Maybe, and also hopefully soon I'll have like some bulk, you know, multi-packs that, you know, might help with the way we pack different things in large quantities or larger boxes, but I didn't have any of that today. All right, bye.